Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video for you that's a little bit different. A couple of years ago now, well actually now that I'm thinking about it, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I made a really simple, I think it was called like a $2 travel journal video. And so I wanted to kind of give an update and show you guys how I've made an updated travel journal, and this is out of an Aura Estelle and Annie Plans collab, and this is the Daily Classic B6 Undated Planner, and I do have a flip through of this planner I believe on my channel, which I will link in the description box below. And I have taken it and turned it into a travel journal. I did this for 2 reasons. Number one, I had like a smaller travel journal that I was using, and it had other things in there. It was really old. It had like school things from 2020. It had traveling things. It was just like a notebook filled with a bunch of different things. So I wanted to update that, and I wanted to have something that I could document like more than one trip in, and this has a lot of pages. So I'm going to show you how I have set this up, everything I used. You could definitely do this with a notebook that you have at home, or if you have a blank undated planner, you could do this as well. Excuse me. You could also do it with a dated planner. You would just have to use something like stickers or washi tape to kind of get rid of the dates. So I think that it's really versatile, so you could really create this any way that you wanted to. The other reason I wanted to create a travel journal out of this particular planner was because I wanted to test out the paper, because I am thinking about going back to a B6 size for my planner for next year. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is the planner. It is plain black, and then I just wrote travel journal on here with a metallic Sharpie. So to get started, I just used, like, this is scrapbook paper basically, and I cut it down. I measured 5 by 5 piece of paper, and then I folded this edge and this edge, rounded this one, and used this, I think this is, where's this from? Hobby Lobby maybe? It's basically permanent double-sided tape, and added that in to create like a little pocket just to keep little, you know, mementos or anything like that, excuse me, from our trip. So one thing I really like about her planners that are undated is that she has a full calendar for the upcoming years. So I picked this up in 2022, and then it has the next 3 years of calendars, which is really nice. So here is the first page, and I just added this little quote and some washi tape. This is probably my favorite washi tape. It's from, I think, Scotch brand, and it just looks like passport stamps all over it, so I added that. Okay, so with this planner, you get basically the vertical spots for your yearly index, and then it jumps into the monthly spread. So that's what I used the most. So here is the first like monthly spread that I redid. So this is going to be places to visit. So this is just a handful of places that we want to visit, either like as a family or just take a trip for me and my husband. So we have some places written down already, and then I used the Zig Clean Color Dot, and this is just the single. It doesn't have the fine tip on this side, and put a dot where you would put the date, so I can just put a check and then like the date of when we went to visit that place. Then there's a blank page in between, and the next monthly spread I used as a packing list. So this is specifically for me. So I wrote down everything that I typically pack with in a bag, like clothing wise. And then I was thinking about how could I reuse this, because usually when we pack, I use either an app or I'll download and print a packing list, and I keep using it and throwing away or finding different ones. So what I decided to do was write down one thing or things that go together, like hat and sunglasses, in each box that I need. And you can see that there's 3 dots, so I will add more dots as I go. So what I will do, like for the first trip, is going to be the yellow dot. So when I have packed, like this one is dresses and shortlets, then I will just go ahead and put a check. So all the yellow dots are for a first trip, the blue dots are for a second trip, and the pink dots are for a third trip. So that's kind of how it's set up. So I just started with clothing on the top, and then so these 2 lines are clothing, and then the third line right here is kind of like a toiletries bag, excuse me, and then the last line down here is what I, like extra things that I'll take with me. If I forget them, it's not a big deal, but I just want to make sure that I have them written down so I don't forget them. Okay, and then the next page is a packing list for my girls. So I have like baby supplies up here, and then my daughter's supplies down here. So I'm going to see how the dots work out for me, and then if that works, then I will go ahead and add the dots on this page as well. Okay, so next is the road trip list. So this is for if we are taking a road trip, what do we need in the car? And this is really kind of for the girls, but also like just for me, things that I like to keep. Obviously a book. I always keep sandals in the car because if we are on a long car ride, I like to wear sandals instead of regular shoes, a blanket and a pillow, gum, snacks, hand sanitizer, baby wipes, trash bags, like a reusable, something we're going to reuse, like a Target bag or a Walmart bag to use as a trash bag, earbuds, and then a couple of things for the girls. And then there are lots of blank areas, so I will go in like on our next trip, and if there's other things that I found, wow, like this really worked, then I'll go ahead and add that in. And the next monthly spread is for if we are flying, and I know that a lot of check-ins and tickets are, you know, everything's on our phone, but I did want to go ahead and write it because I want to get the, well, hopefully you can still do this. I want to print the actual tickets for when we fly for the first time with my 4-year-old, because I think that she would be really excited about that. So there is the flight. As you can see, it only has 3 things right now, but we'll see. We'll probably obviously have to fill this up. Okay, so then there's a lot more monthly spreads that are blank. So more than likely I will just use those for more list making if I need it. And then once you're done with the monthlies, it goes into like the dailies. And so I just have, here's that washi again. And here is where I'm going to write down our first trip. So we're taking a trip this month. So I put the month and the year, and then I just used some fun like summer stickers that I had and decorated. And instead of putting the actual date, I have just put the days on each page. And I wrote enough for 5 days. It'll probably be longer than that, but I didn't want to get ahead of myself, so I went ahead and wrote 5. And then I picked out some fun Papermate Flare colors to kind of go with the stickers, so I'll bring these with me. And so what I will usually do when we are traveling is during the day, I will not take this with us. I will just leave this wherever we're staying. And I'll keep everything in my phone. And then at the end of the day, you know, when the day is done, everyone's tucked in for bed, or the next morning, if I can get up, you know, and have coffee before the day starts, that's when I'll sit down and write down like fun things that we did, pretty much like anything I put in my phone, places that we went, fun memories. So that's when I will fill this out. Another option is that you could make this and just keep it at home. Keep everything in your phone when you're traveling. So this would be one less thing that you need to pack with you. And then come home at the end of your trip and go ahead and fill this out. I am going to keep it with me though, because I do want to have, when we pack back up, I do want to have that packing list just to make sure that I have packed everything, which is really important. Like if you're going to a hotel, someplace that you can't really go back to. If you're staying with family, that's a little bit different if you forget something, but if you're staying excuse me, at an Airbnb or a hotel, then you want to make sure that you have everything packed up. So that's how I'm going to use the daily pages, but since they're blank, I can really switch this up if that is not working. There is another page that I wanted to show you that I haven't, that I kind of ignored on the last spread, and it's this page right here where this was basically like a weekly overview. So you could also kind of create like a roadmap. So on this side you could put the days of the week, and then just journal out right across here places that you've gone or fun things that you have done. Or you could use this to create headers and kind of just fill this in for the entire trip if you wanted to. You certainly wouldn't have to use like an entire page. So the rest of this is blank right now. I have a little pen test at the back. Then there's a blank page, and then I used that same scrapbook paper in the beginning, and I created like a little pocket in the front. And this is really like for things that I definitely don't want falling out, because it is pretty tight back here. So I know if I put anything in here, then when I close it, it will be a little more secure than this front pocket in here that's just kind of open. This I was thinking would be for like larger things that I would need to fold down. That would be secure right here. Anything smaller would go in the back pocket. So that is it. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you are traveling this summer, let us know where you are going in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy planner related content, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.